Greetings and welcome to Ask the Experts. This is our program where we take your question, farm it out to our panel of experts, and hopefully come back with helpful information. You're also going to see another lesson here, and that is the benefit of membership in our organization. We have 2 members in Hawaii with the same question, and we have 2 veterans on the mainland that are offering their help with how to deal with the issue at hand. So that's what we're really all about, members helping members. And this is one of those times when we get to see that up close and personal. The subject is personal guarantees. Let's jump in here and see what our 2 experts have to say.
So good afternoon, folks. I welcome Pauline Vandersloot from Mutual Materials, Director of Credit, and Jerry Gilbert from Flow International. Jerry's been involved with us for I think we just figured out 43 years as a member, and Pauline is 25 plus. They have a wealth of information and both really enjoy helping members with questions like the one we have today. So welcome, nice to see you both. In Jerry's case, his camera's not working, but we'll survive. And maybe the black screen is a better option. So we have a question from 2 of our Hawaii members with Atlas Sales, Josie and Rochelle, and I thank them both for jumping in here to ask their questions. We haven't been out to see them in a couple of years because of COVID, and I'm hopeful that that will change soon. So this has to do with personal guarantees, and they put it in kind of a 3-part way. What's the purpose of a personal guarantee? What protections does it offer? And who needs to sign the guarantee? So I think for this one, Jerry, I'm going to begin with you. Do you want to take a shot at answering these?
Sure. I mean, the purpose of a personal guarantee is just that the owner of the business will be personally liable to you if the business should default on its debt to you. And reality is, of course, somewhat different, but you make sure that on who should sign a guarantee. In a community property state's an example, you need the husband and the well, I shouldn't say husband and wife, I should say the spouse and of the owner of the business to sign, as well as the business owner, so that they are, as a marital community, liable to you personally.
So let me take that one, just because we're in a modern world here with partners in the domestic side of things. They may or may not be married. How does that change this?
Well, if you have to find out what kind of an agreement they have as they have a partnership agreement that gives each side legal rights, or are they just winging it? And those would be very important questions to ask as you're going through the process of figuring out what you need. Do you need a personal guarantee? And again, person has a domestic partner, and what are the rights of the domestic partner?
So Pauline, what protections does does the personal guarantee offer?
It offers me the opportunity, if they should not pay, that I can go after them personally for the money that's owed to us.
And are these are generally going to be done with sole proprietors, correct?
No, not necessarily. We can have partnerships, corporations, and sole proprietors. It's just that if they're a corporation or a partner, I always like to have personal guarantees signed by one of the partners or one of the officers of the company.
Jerry, would you agree with that?
Well, the thing about sole proprietors you have to keep in mind is that it's just it's just Jerry Gilbert in business doing lawn care, maybe, or something like that. I'm liable for all the debts of my sole proprietorship in any event, because I'm not a corporation. I'm not protected by any corporate structure. I'm just me.
And so in the course of doing this, and either of you can jump in here, I assume you're pulling a credit report and checking their history and doing all the usual things.
Correct. And you know, in my personal guarantee, it also says that whoever signed the personal guarantee, I have permission to check their personal credit. So I can see if they actually pay their bills. If they pay their bills personally, it's more than likely they're gonna pay their bills as a business.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
The other side of that coin is that by pulling a personal credit report, you get to see what their debts are. You know, if they, you know, they own a house, but you don't see a mortgage company on the list, that's what should make you go for a question of, you know, are you on the title of the house, Mr. Personal Guarantor? They may not be. I've had a case once where I wasn't as careful in the younger days, and I got a personal guarantee from this guy. It turned out his wife refused to sign, but turned out she refused to sign because she had all the assets.
Yeah, that can happen. Like, for instance, in Oregon, if the wife doesn't sign, the personal guarantee is really no good if there's a marriage.
So then in those cases, both of you would opt to not sell them a product, correct?
Correct.
Probably. It would depend on how badly I thought the personal guarantee, how badly I needed that to support the credit of the business. But probably if I'm asking for a personal guarantee, I believe it's required.
And
And
I
is this
don't,
go ahead.
and I don't necessarily ask for a personal guarantee. Mine is just attached to my to the second page of my credit application with my purchase agreement. And a lot of times the companies knows that's one of the things I say when I send them a credit application, that if you believe you don't have any business credit, it's probably a good idea to sign the personal guarantee to make sure that you are eligible for credit.
So when you're doing this, or I guess for most of the people you do it with, are these generally going to be smaller companies where they're paying the grocery bill and they're paying the mutual materials bill and every other bill on their kitchen table out of the same
Right.
checkbook?
We have a lot of smaller companies. We have some bigger ones that there's no way I'll get a personal guarantee from them. But yeah, we have a lot of smaller companies, and those like mom and pops, you know, we have to ensure that we get our money. And my attorney likes it when we get the personal guarantee signed.
Okay. And Jerry, would you agree on the attorney side of what you just said?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, your attorney's going to have a little smile on their face when they walk into court, file that lawsuit against the company and the guarantor. Very, very nice. The other side of the coin is that I want to make sure that I keep track of where my guarantor is, how they're doing on their personal stuff. By taking more reports annually at least, and maybe even getting financial statements annually.
And in my part, we don't get financial statements. It's very seldom that they'll send a financial statement, and they, you know, and if they do, they might as well have wrote it on a napkin, because
Yeah. I had a customer one time that I asked for a financial statement, and he said, sure, I'll give you a financial statement. And he sent me a letter that said, I own my truck and my tools, and I think I'm doing pretty good.
Well, he was honest.
Absolutely.
And that's probably at the end of the day, all you care about.
Yep.
And getting paid. So, well, good. Hey, I think that pretty well covers it. I appreciate your time today. And again, I thank our friends in Hawaii for asking the question in the first place. And we'll make sure we acknowledge them when we see them sometime later this year. So with that, I think we're done. And check with our experts again. These are members helping members, and that's the best part of what we do at NACM. And take the time to ask your questions and get help from good people like these two. So with that, thanks everybody. Good to see you both.